Welcome to the channel everyone. Now today we got a Scum 0.95 and beyond news and updates video for you all. So let's jump straight in, see what the devs have been up to, shall we? So first up first, as always, we have programmers. You got a lot of news last week with progress from the programming team, and mostly it continues on with this update as well. Work continues on quests and armed NPCs with a little bit of bug fixing. More work on foliage simulation, and there's also something new brewing, or better to say, the return of the old. With the support of the animation team done, work has finally started on reintroduction of the weapon malfunction system. We will keep you posted on the progress. So, a massive one here, weapon malfunctions were a huge plus in Scum for me, quite far back. But they got taken out, and now they are going to be returning. So, if you've not had the pleasure of a weapon malfunction in Scum yet, don't worry, you soon will. But they are generally quite fun. I feel like they give a lot more to firefights, that PvP side of things as well. You know, being in the middle of a firefight and your gun jams up is not the ideal situation, but it brings a lot more fun to the game. So let's move right along now to level design. Level design working hard on those optimizations and map reworks, including sorting textures, replacing old assets, and touching up on POIs, including the airport, castle, and etc. So for quite a few weeks now, there's been a lot of work going into sort of revamping old areas that we know and love. As well as this, there's a lot of retexturing, a lot of upgrades coming in regards to lighting, foliage, things like this. So hopefully we will see these soon, but it does seem to be quite a big task for the teams, because it has currently taken, I think, 5 or 6 weeks, this is currently at, since we started hearing about this. Not too bad, but this is generally just all the polishing and things needed before a 1.0 arrives. So hopefully it's not too long until we see these things obviously coming in within hotfixes and updates. So with that said, let's move on to the art team. Art team also optimizing as crazy. Animators working on new weapon animations, bug fixing, and animating a new secret feature. All I can say is bases will be a bit safer. Work continues on the cruiser bike and new weapons, but also old weapons are getting a touch up. 2D is also working on some storyboard ideas as well. So in regards to this secret feature, we now know what this is, and you're going to see it right now. Yeah, that's right, base turrets. We're finally going to be getting base turrets in game. Now the size of these, they don't look massive, but again they're not on the smaller side. As we can see at the bottom of the turrets there on the left hand side, there are tyre wheels. Okay, so we do know it's going to be a relatively decent size for a base defense. Now, as you can also see on the right side in regards to new weapons, we are also getting a new bow, the Chinese bow. Now, this does look lovely in its concept form, and I can't wait to see this in game itself. But massive news here, I think, especially for solo players with these base turrets. You know, the last thing you want to do as a solo player is get attacked by a full squad and have nothing but yourself to defend your base with. So I feel like these will come in handy, especially when you're offline as well. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see on some more news for these. This is just a concept piece at the moment, but hopefully we will see this very soon in game as well. Now let's move along to the sound team. The sound team work continues on ambient sounds and their implementation. With that, it looks like we will be getting some updated guitar sounds as well. So if some of you didn't know, you can actually find a range of musical instruments inside Scum, and you can actually use these. So if you do know how to play guitar, you could actually play the guitar in Scum. Okay, it has been done before. I've seen videos of it being done. I personally have never done it because I do not know how to play guitar or even read music. So I have no idea what notes I'm pushing. I just push a few keys and see what happens. But for some of those of you that are in PvE settings and want a bit of, you know, music while you're chilling, it's a nice little touch. Now, what we're going to do is move right along to QA/CM. QA/CM team are doing business as usual, finding new bugs, testing new features, catching cheaters, and staying in contact with you all. Also cooking up something that will interest all of you, but more on that next week. So again, like I say every week, guys, if you do have any bug reports, any suggestions, things like this, you can obviously send it over in the Discord, Steam general discussions, bug reporting, or you can go over to their official website. There's a link down in the description, and you can go and bug report from there also. Alright, but hopefully next week we will have something very, very interesting from this team to speak about. And with that said, let's move on to the design team. Questing system, questing system, questing system. It is almost as if that's all they do. But they are also been discussing the schedule on future updates. Lovely to hear that. So hopefully we will see some more updates very soon. Obviously 1.0 is aiming for Q2 of 2025, which does mean in the next 5 to 6 months they do have quite a few hotfixes / updates to get in before that 1.0 stage. So who knows, we may see scheduled updates monthly between now and 1.0, but that is just my opinion and speculation. That's not guaranteed. Now, as usual, a couple of questions we're going to go through because I felt they may be important to some of you. Once again, reboosting my suggestion and question, hoping to see it brought up in an update patch one of these days. Means of grinding out and maintaining dexterity more easily while enjoying the vast selection of foods the game offers and dangles in front of me. My suggestions were either build up base gym equipment or stealable from around the world, or diet pills that help burn fat faster, maybe at the cost of also just making you burn calories in general faster as well. Something like this is planned in the future. In what form and how exactly is still something that is in discussion. So it is nice to see that devs are still thinking about these things, you know, still listening to the community suggestions as such and going on them. Now, who knows how long it will be before we do see changes to, you know, dexterity gain or stuff like this, or even the implementation of diet pills, you know, buildable gym equipment, things like this to help us. But it's nice to see that it is in their minds for future use and reference. Now, other than this, there was one more question that I felt was very important to discuss with everyone. Just curious of the camo skill. It seems to bring more problems than anything when encountering PvP. Please rework or remove, maybe exclude bushes and trees. Now, basically what this person is saying is that they're just saying about the camo skill. So when you're laying inside a bush in Scum, if you have a high camo skill, generally what happens is you vanish into thin air, okay? Now, when Scum first came out, this was a bit of a problem because people would just sit in a bush with a high camo skill, disappear, and then shoot someone in the middle of nowhere. Now, I wasn't aware of this, okay? But as you can see here with the dev's reply, they actually removed this feature 4 years ago. They turned it off, okay? Now, as far as I was aware, this feature has always been on. It's never been turned off. But 4 years ago, they did disable it, and it hasn't actually been in-game. Now, I'm not sure how many more of you guys actually are aware of this camo feature not being in the game anymore, but it isn't. And up until about last week, I was completely unaware of this. Now, obviously they did put it in a dev update 4 years ago at some point, but it must just been lost in translation, or, you know, no one really picked it up. So no. There is no disappearing act anymore in regards to camo skill. If you are seeing players obviously de-render and re-render while you're chasing them, say through a forest or somewhere like this, generally this is because of the line of sight in Scum. So with Scum in third person, you can't stand around the side of a wall and look around with your third person view and see someone. You physically have to have eyes on, okay? So it's a really good feature that works well, and this is why I've always said that, you know, you don't really need this camo skill where you disappear in a bush. But it is nice to know that it's actually not in game anymore. So it's something I just thought I'd bring up because I felt it was important for people to know. I know there's a fair few people that don't know about this or aren't aware because I've seen them speaking about it in servers and stuff, you know, seen them speaking about it in comments. So I feel like this is a very important thing just to put out there for everyone so we're all aware now, alright? But that is pretty much going to be it for today. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Now, I just want to give a quick shout out to our channel members. Thank you very much for your extra and ongoing support. It's always appreciated. Now, if you want to join them, you can do. Favorite channel, hit that join button and see what perk suits you best. But of course, if you want to support me in another way, you can do simply by liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell. And that way, you'll stay up to date with all the latest Scum news and the rest of the content on the channel. Until next time, see ya.